and Sowetan Live.
#MSW.
All right, before we dive in and introduce our great guest here tonight, let me just quickly remind you that we're back to the domestic leagues or international leagues right around the world, and Liverpool manager Arne Slot has also dismissed suggestions that the contract situations of Trent Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk as well as Mohamed Salah could be a distraction. The right back Alexander-Arnold, the centre back Van Dijk and also the forward Salah are all in the final 12 months of their deals.
It's again the boring answer which you're going to get from me as long as there's no news about this, but we don't talk about contract situations over here. Is it distractive? Is that what you use for me? No, it isn't, because I'm fully focused on the individuals in the team, and they are part of the team, and trying to work with them in the best possible way to get the best out of them. So it's not a distraction for me at all.
So Liverpool have won their opening 3 league games under Slot, who succeeded Jurgen Klopp in the summer, and host Nottingham Forest, though, tomorrow afternoon. They will be without the attacking midfielder Harvey Elliott, who fractured his foot while on England under-21 duty.
Harvey is, of course, a big disappointment for him, but not only for him, also for us, because he didn't play that much in the first 3 games, but he played a lot in pre-season and he showed himself really well. So, of course, when he stayed fit, he would have had a lot of playing time in the upcoming fixtures. But now he isn't, and that also gives a chance to someone else. So it's first and foremost a blow for himself, and in the end also for us, because I think availability is important in the face of the season where we play 7 games in 22 days, I think. So it's a blow for the both of us, but he will work as hard as always to come back in the best possible way. And then Federico has trained with the team now 3 or 4 times. So let's see how he does today and which decision I make, because we have more than 20 players. So if I choose for a position or if I choose the ones that are the fittest at the moment.
And also the manager, Pep Guardiola, says that he is glad the hearing into Manchester City's 115 charges for alleged breaches of the Premier League's financial rules will begin on Monday. City were charged and also referred to an independent commission in February 2023 following a 4-year investigation. It is alleged that City breached the Premier League's financial rules between 2009 and 2018.
I'm not a lawyer. There are many lawyers in this country, in Spain. There are many lawyers, but I wait. We're going to wait and we're going to see. I'm said we are not lawyers. Erling is not a lawyer, no. So we didn't talk about that. It's going to happen independent panel, and we're going to accept the sentence.
But what about everybody around the club, not just the players?
I don't talk about them. I don't talk about them about that. We'll see. So I'm happy that it started on Monday, and I know you will be more rumors and new specialists about the sentences that come up. We're going to see. So I know what the people are looking for. I know what they're expecting. I know it. What I read for many, many years, but I'm sad. So everybody's innocent, and guilt is proven. So we'll see. I start soon. Hopefully finish soon. Independent panel will decide, and looking forward for the decision.
All right, and finally looking forward to Formula One this weekend. Fernando Alonso says that he cannot predict the future, but also hopes that the legendary F1 designer Adrian Newey arrival at Aston Martin can help him secure a 3rd world title. Now, the 2-time world champion has not been able to add to the back-to-back drivers' titles that he won with Renault back in 2005 and 2006, and with opportunities now to win a 3rd crown agonizingly slipping him by, most notably, though, in the narrow defeats to Sebastian Vettel back in 2010 and 2012. It has also been over a decade since Alonso, considered one of the best all-time greats of Formula One drivers, last stood on top of the podium at the 2013 Spanish Grand Prix.
For me, what I think is that, the Aston Martin team is the team of the future in a way. We are just opening new buildings at the factory, the campus. Now building 2 is finished. Wind tunnel will be January. Honda, Aramco, best partner in the world probably, and now Adrian as well. So yeah, I think the team is taking shape, and Lauren's vision is taking shape. So yeah, good news this week. I text him for sure, and like everybody did probably, that I wanted to work with him, and I saw him also at the Monaco historic Grand Prix that he was racing that week as well, and we spent half an hour chatting as well. And I don't know, I mean, we all tried to persuade him, and I think ultimately Lawrence, and as I said, his vision, the new factory, and what Aston Martin wants for the future, together with Honda as well, were probably key factors, listening to what Adrian said yesterday.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Donald Izzy Rampadi, Team SA Paralympic bronze medalist. Lucas Setola, Team SA Paralympic bronze medalist. Both of them are here just winning the medal. What does this now do, let's say, for wheelchair tennis in South Africa?
I'm not sure if you still remember when I won the US Open. 2013.
Yeah.
Yes, there were a lot of youngsters coming up. And funny enough, Donald was one of them.
He was a youngster.
Yes. But then today, I'm sharing a quote with him.
And making double faults. When you publicly mentioned it, and you said he owes you a couple of double shots of whiskey.
Yes.
Djokovic also make double faults, my man.
#MSW.
#MSW.
Friday nights, always.
This is how we do it.
About our beloved legends. Pull up your chair. Let's chat legendary stuff. Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Oh man, we wait for Fridays, we wait for legends, and what a day today. And you got to agree with me though that this legend is one of the most underrated gaffers in the domestic football scene, but by far one of the best. Now, he was born in Northern Ireland, and this man's passion for South African football is undeniable. I mean, he's been in the country for over 40 years now. First as a lethal forward when he played for Acadia Shepherds. Then went for Ezenkosi Jomo Cosmos, played for Mamelodi Sundowns as well as Orlando Pirates. So even just that alone, you can give him a standing ovation and say, well done. Hey, over with the interview. Acadia Shepherds, Jomo Cosmos, Mamelodi Sundowns, Orlando Pirates, amongst others. And later on, he became a coach. I think he and Walter Ottman might have to fight for who's coached more teams here, guys. And from Tuks to your Witbank Spurs, to Black Aces, Vasco da Gama, Free State Stars, and many other teams. I mean, he certainly unearthed and nurtured some very special talents. What has kept him this long, domestic football, is the big question. His fondest memories of playing for the Irish national team, does he still have any? As well as when he first got to Mzansi. What happened? What went on? Well, he is here. He's going to be telling us all about his illustrious, memory-packed journey. Ladies and gentlemen, Sammy Troughton's in the house. Good evening, sir. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Rob. Thanks for having me.
Gosh. How do you describe Sammy Troughton on the 13th of September, 2024?
Yeah, a little bit frustrated with the game, unfortunately. But I've had not 40, it's close to 40, 39 years in South Africa, where I've met a lot of great people, had great memories. Let's say the last year hasn't been the best of my life, but it's about overcoming things, and I'm waiting in the wings, hoping for something positive. Just to rectify, I wasn't a striker.
Yeah.
I thought I was when I got here, but actually it was with Jomo Cosmos where I became more of a holding
midfielder,
boring defensive midfielder that had to tackle and give the ball to the guys that could play. And there was quite a few of those around me at Sundowns, let me tell you, and Cosmos. But yeah, I had to change my game, especially when I left Arcadia, where I thought I was a ball player. And at Cosmos, and especially Sundowns, I became the bit of a workhorse, and had some terrific players around me that made life easier.
Congratulations. Welcome to the 6th floor. Turned 60 in March.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Sometimes I didn't really count the birthdays now.
You don't account to celebrate any of them. But what does this mean to you? I mean, 60, a couple of people have hit the 60 mark that I can think of. You know, just the other day, Coach Peter Msimane turned 60, Coach Steve Kompela turned 60, Sammy Troughton turned 60.
Yeah. I know the two gentlemen well. I had a brief period of playing with Peter. I actually went, when he went to Greece, I went to visit him over there. That's another story he might tell you about, but it was interesting.
Yeah.
And Steve, of course, is a legend in his own right. And there was many more, Rob. I don't know if it's our old age where we reminisce about our time in the game, but when I compare it to today, it may... And remember, we were basically... I wouldn't say part-time, but we were semi-pro.
Yes.
We maybe trained 3-4 times a week. We didn't have all this.
Because you worked during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd done a little bit of coaching at a school, and some of the guys had full-time jobs. Usually it was a repping job that was flexible. But I was just telling my friend on the way through, you know, in those days, and I don't want to be an old goat, but teams in those days, they didn't have 2 or 3 decent players. They had 5, 6, 7... Your Durban Bushbucks, Clive had a side there. They won the league in 86.
And the JPS.
They had what a team. I mean, you had Prof, you had Kelvin Peterson, you had Neil, the brother Mark Tovey, Dave Watterson in goals. The next season, Greenock Rangers won the league. I mean, when you played a team like Swallows, they were just piled with
proper stars.
Legends, you know. Yeah. And I don't want to knock. Obviously, we go forward ahead now to today. The game's different. It's changed. There's different preparation. It's almost as if they have too much on a plate. I think in the days gone by, in the 80s, we had to fight a little bit more for certain things. Is it too easy today? I don't want to be critical, because it still is a very tough profession. Every youngster wants to get into a professional team, and there's only so many jobs, as you know. There's only 32, let's say, professional teams. So, yeah, you have to be fair. I see a lot of talent. I don't know, maybe it's the attitude. You know, we didn't grow up with PlayStations and TVs in our room and all that stuff. Personally, I grew up in the street as a youngster, and I had a very fortunate street because it was full of decent players.
You love street football. That's what you've always described it as. And you once said that, you know, football today lacks that street football culture.
Yeah. You know, you played under the street lights when it got dark.
Yeah.
Your parents had to call you in at whatever time it was, and you still
wanted to play some more.
So that is a thing that I think is missing, you know. But we have to adapt with progression, and I do see positive signs. You know, watching the games, there's some decent players out there. Yeah, it's about, I suppose, adapting to whatever we have. Some of the players, I think, have to be a little bit more serious. I think it comes a little bit easier nowadays than it used to, but still not easy. And I do think there is a lot of talent and potential in the country.
But what prevents us from having what you were talking about, a team that is laden with so many superstars? I mean, I go back to the Mainstay Cup final. You talk about Woodbank Black Aces playing in the Mainstay Cup final with Morocco Swallows.
Yeah.
With Cyprian Maimane in goal, and there's a Happy Kaungomo where he gives them the boot in the chest. On the same side, you got Asim Nini. On the same side as well, you know, you've had the Who's Fooling Who Shangwanas of this world.
Yes.
Even in season prior to that, the South Americans, your Raul Gonzalez, and everybody that came through to the country. I think he ultimately then went across and played for Liverpool, if I'm not mistaken. But you had so many superstars, and the same as well that happened with Ngobes at Black Aces that were there. And I've mentioned Cyprian Maimane as being one of the names. But nowadays, you go down the list of clubs, and to pinpoint real proper superstars is difficult.
Yeah, maybe we're spoilt. Maybe people are more greedy. You know, we don't have the fans that we used to have. I can remember coming over and I was dumbfounded. we could play Pretoria Kellies. I'm talking about the first team I was with, which was Arcadia Shepherds.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have 15 to 20,000 at Attridgeville. No
Easy.
problem. No problem. In those days at Arcadia, we trained at the Caledonian, but we weren't allowed to play there because of a previous incident.
Yeah.
I think Kaiser Chiefs were in town and the stadium didn't hold. And then the city council banned the stadium from games. So we would train in the Kellys and then play our home games in Attridgeville. But as I say, yeah, the support. I mean, I was lucky to play in a few games. I played in one Pirates Chiefs game.
Yeah.
Lucky enough we won it. I think Gavin Lane mishit one from the halfway line that day. But we took it, and that was, you know, I've had a lot of good memories, but that stands out a little bit as, we're at the National Stadium, Chiefs Pirates, full house, and we managed to come out on top that day, which was a bit special.
You're used to that, and that is why after the break, I want to find out how a boy who was playing for Wolverhampton Wanderers, playing for Wolves in the Premier League in England, gets to play for Arcadia, gets to have the memories that he's had. Played at Anfield against Liverpool. Guess what? They won.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time.
#MSW.
My guy, what's this I read about saving on your car insurance premiums with My Way?
Yeah, it's legit. I moved to My Way and got extra cash in my pocket, man.
Is that why you've managed to buy flowers every month for your wife?
That's how I'm able to spend more time with you gents.
Move to My Way and save up to 40% on your car insurance premiums, saving you more to live your way. Visit myway.co.za. My Way is a licensed non-life insurer and FSP. T's and C's apply.
Register now at lottostar.co.za and unlock 100 free spins. Bet on over 650 games with payouts of up to 75 million rand. You could also earn real money back as you bet with our Star Rewards. To date, we've paid out over 200 million rand in Star Rewards. Register now and claim your hot Lotto Star free slot spins. Lotto Star, your world of live games.
Lotto Star is licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18s. NRGP 0800 00688. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
So why should I use We Buy Cars if I want to sell my vehicle?
Because We Buy Cars buys cars.
But will I get the right price?
Of course. We Buy Cars buys thousands of vehicles and knows exactly what every vehicle is worth. Their buyers deliver exceptional service and pay you immediately.
And how do I know what they'll pay for my vehicle?
It's easy. Visit webuycars.co.za or use the We Buy Cars app. Follow the simple steps and voila, you'll know your car's value in no time. We Buy Cars. Quick, easy, the best.
To the itchy, watery eyes, the cough, the sniff and sneeze, and the hives, we say unite against allergies.
Damazin, once a day, keeping those allergies far away. Sniffs and sneezes out of our way. We're feeling better with Damazin once a day.
For 24-hour allergy relief, speak to your pharmacist about Damazin. Damazin gets it done.
Doing my accounts is a bit like a time sponge. It's really time consuming. Anything that can help me and make my life easier. Give me 5 more minutes to spend with my daughter or get together with friends earlier on a Friday night. I will honestly take it.
Sage Tools helps small business owners have more time for those precious little moments. Sage, helping business flow. Visit sage.com today.
Your story isn't limited by borders, and while your feet and heart might be in SA, your story is global, and your banking should be too. Absa's currency investment account lets you send and receive international payments via SWIFT, manage up to 18 foreign currencies, and enjoy competitive exchange rates with no monthly fees. It's global banking for your global story.
Open an Absa currency investment account today. Your story matters. Absa, an authorized FSP and registered credit provider. T's and C's apply.
Previously on Marawa Our Sports Worldwide.
Donald is here, Rampadi. Team SA, Paralympic bronze medalist. Lucas Sithole, Team SA, Paralympic bronze medalist. Both of them are here. You know what? Maybe it's over for me. Maybe there'll never be a time when I overcome this doping ban and I bounce back and I become a champion again.
I never let this thing to take me down. You know, I took it as a setback. I told myself, you know what, Lucas, just sit back and relax. The time will come again. There's no dustbin for a human being. I know a lot of people have said things about my name. Many people, they didn't understand why I was banned. I keep explaining. I just missed 3 tests in a row for anti-doping. I didn't use any substances. It was just those
procedural things.
Yes.
Yeah.
I said, okay, it's fine. Let them play, but I will come back.
Hashtag MSW.
Hashtag MSW.
All right, a weekend to look forward to in many ways now. My work week might be winding down, but the action is just heating up. And I know that you're all as thrilled as I am for this weekend's installment of the Showmax Premier League. Now, this time we've got the English teams in action, as well as the Betway Premiership. And what a time, though, to be a football fan. What am I talking about? Hey, Siyabangena Saturday with the Southampton Saints, as well as the Red Devils. Ngapha, Liverpool's going to be tending to Nottingham Forest. Premier League champions Manchester City have got a tricky one against Brentford, a team that's caught them slipping before. Ngapha, you got, what, same day, Mzansi, the Glamour Boys, are feeling confident to release Indugu upon Gallants. But we know it's never going to be that easy. Business City Sunday. On the Premier League side, it is the London derby. Tottenham up against Arsenal. And on the Premier Soccer League side, Richards Bay's new coach, Brandon Truter, faces his first test against TS Galaxy. And finally, the week heats up. Hey, the Tshwane derby, SuperSport United up against Mamelodi Sundowns on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, it is Chippa United facing off against Orlando Pirates. Now, this season is for me, it is for you, it is for everyone, everywhere. So simply subscribe to Showmax Premier League for only 69 Rand per month. My goodness, what a deal. What a great deal of a guest we've got here in studio as well.
Friday nights, always.
This is how we do it.
About our beloved legends. Pull up your chair. Let's chat legendary stuff. Our Sports Worldwide.
You know, I love that man more than anybody I have ever met in my entire life. I came over to South Africa as an 18-year-old, scared to death of leaving England, leaving my mum, my dad, my brother, my sister, my family. I arrived at OR Tambo, which was Jan Smuts at the time, and I saw this young bloke with long brown curly hair, shorts that were like, you know, you can't call them shorts, anymore, with his flip-flops on, socks with his flip-flops as well. And he picked me up in an Audi 80 Sport car, took me to Gaasfontein, to a 3-bedroomed duplex or townhouse. And after 6 weeks of me being homesick, of me not going out, apart from training, going out to dinner at Mr. Solsax's place in Sunnyside, we were just really, really, really good friends. Somebody I never met, somebody who'd, been there a year before me, somebody who got a reputation. And we spent most of our days at the Caledonian Stadium training. We trained on Tuesday and Thursday, and if we played on a Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday and Friday. But what Sammy did for me after 6 weeks was probably made the person I became, the player I became. It gave me confidence, it gave me belief, it gave me a purpose in life to not only enjoy football, but to enjoy life. And I can never, ever, ever thank him as much for doing that, because there's no amount of appreciation or thanks or gratitude that you could actually say to anybody what Sammy did. Obviously, as time goes on, we didn't see eye to eye, especially when he left for Sundowns and we were living together, and his friend Paul Williams came over. That was a difficult state of my life. But I have huge respect, huge admiration, huge appreciation for what Sammy Troughton did for me, both on and off the field. And when I left in 1988, I was supposed to come back Obviously, Sammy went to Sundowns, but I signed for Leeds United. And no mobile phones, no internet, no Wi-Fi, no way of contacting Sammy. So when I found Sammy on the internet and he was working at Tux, I finally got hold of who I consider, and this is me being genuine, my hero, my footballing hero. And I still do to this day. I still have him in the same esteem and he's at the top of my list for one of the best guys I've ever met in my life. And I speak to him every week, and he wasn't as good as me, even though he thinks he were, and he likes his cheese and biscuits, cheese and crackers. But listen, we had such a good time together. I love him to bits. I love his family to bits. He's a diamond. You don't get too many diamonds that you remain friends with after so long in life.
Oh, man. Hey, bro, what a beautiful testimonial.
Oh.
Dylan Kerr.
I think I owe him a pint.
I think you owe him more than just a pint. Hey.
Yeah, you know, I remember Dill coming out. He was a youngster that had not quite made it into the Leeds team. He made a few appearances, but he was more of a reserve team player when they were very successful, by the way. I mean, he grew up at Leeds with your Eric Cantonas and those type of things. And when he got here, he had a terrific left foot. He was still a youngster.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think he done a good job for Arcadia, a very good job for Arcadia. He fitted in like a glove. A few weeks after his arrival, I think we won the BP Top 8 in 86. What a game that was. We had to go to the champions, Durban Bushbucks, in, I think it was Mlazi, where we played the game. First game of the season, Clive's guys were a top team. And we had a go at it. So you had them who were full of confidence. They just won the league. We were a team that we thought, let's not go and sit back. We have to have a go at this lot. And I think it ended up 4-3 extra time. We won it. And we went on to win the BP Top 8. And yeah, that was Dylan. He was very popular here. He's very popular all over the place. You know, I think he's got his own TV show online.
Oh, yeah, nice.
He loves the media. Not like myself. And at one stage, I think Bushbucks were actually, Lawrence and Goban, he contacted him. I think it was at the end of that season, and he wanted Dylan to sign and come down to Durban, but it didn't materialise, and they ended up going back to the UK.
Yeah.
And I think I got him out to be my assistant, if I'm not wrong. He came out and was my assistant at Aces when we'd already got promoted. And then he was my assistant at Tanda. So we've had a lot of time together, and he's like a brother. You know, he was a good young man, and he's had a very good career. I think overall, one or two hiccups like us all, but
yeah.
I'm sure he'll bounce back. He's had a disappointment recently when he came out to try and help. Yeah, Gallant. He actually took over and away from myself, but it didn't last like myself.
But what's wrong? What's happening with Gallants? Because I think you've got a pending case. He's had pending cases with them. And obviously now, with the recent happening, there's probably going to be another pending case.
Well, I don't know, Rob. My situation's gone on for a year now. We've had DRC. We've had arbitration, CCMA. It's now going to Labour Court review. So, yeah, it's a little bit frustrating, and it sort of distracts you, you know, and it's... it's not a nice situation, but Marumo have their case, and I have my case, and let's see what comes up next. You know, I'm not willing to step down. I think I have to fight this to the end, and let's see. I don't really want to talk about it. It's a bit of a negative situation, but, yeah.
But, I mean, if it's dragged for over a year... What are the chances of it reaching finality?
Well, people tell me you're wasting your time. Even people at Gallants told me this will drag out forever. But I think principle-wise, I want to at least get a decision. If it's yes or no, that's what it may be. But with the help of my wife, she's actually the little bulldog in this situation. She ain't going to let it drop, and she's pushing me. And obviously we're getting advice on this thing, so we'll take it from there.
All right, keep pushing. Melanie, we got all our trust in you, hey? And, we talked about Dylan. Even your son's name is Dylan, so I don't know who named who after who, but you got Jordan, you got Cole. Hey, how the boys doing?
Yeah, good. It's Dylan's birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday. Happy
13.
birthday, Dylan.
Unbelievably.
Jeez, 13.
32. Now, that's what makes me feel my age. He's 32 years of age, and I spoke to him this afternoon. I said we might get together, if not this evening, tomorrow, and as usual, watch a bit of sports on TV and maybe have a little bra at home or something.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping he has a good day.
That's incredible, man. 32 years old.
Yeah.
Keep growing, son. Keep growing. Keep growing. Dad is still young, so no worries over there. I got a message that came through from someone you will know very, very well. It says, "Good evening, Rob. Working with Coach Sammy as technical director was quite inspiring and refreshing. The man knows football and understands how to work in diverse environments. I am forever grateful for his leadership and also his dedication. I gave him space to work as a technical director, and he also gave me space to work as the CEO. Now, the man would just do 3 minutes team talk, but ever impactful." Says, what a man. History of Amatax won't be complete without his name engraved in our Hall of Fame. A legend of football. What a man. That's coming through from Kenneth.
Yeah, Kenneth, top man.
Sure.
Top guy. I was actually hoping to extend, I had 2 years, 2 and 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I think it was 21, 22, 23. We managed to get to the playoffs first year. Kenneth, very supportive guy. I just think there was other influences that maybe didn't believe what I was trying to do. But as I say, the first season back there, with the help of the technical team, John, very good young coach. And I knew the setup. I mean, I started the setup way back in the 2000.
98, I think, given as far back as that, as a manager, University of Pretoria in the NFD.
So, goes a long way. And Kenneth, huge respect for the man. And who knows, maybe we can work together again someday. Soon, hopefully.
Soon. Soon. Also, another shout out coming through from Benson Mhlongo. He says, "Good evening, gentlemen. Well, I want to thank Sammy for giving me hope in coaching." Says, what a great father. Benson Mhlongo, thank you so much, man.
Benson, true professional as a player. He was a very stubborn personality, which isn't a bad thing. He brought that into his coaching, and I tell you what, I think Benson was ahead of his time in certain ways. I don't think he got a fair deal at TS Sporting. I went there as technical director, but there was also some other nonsense going on there. For me, I think Benson, he's thorough. He's very thorough in his preparation and his selections, and I can't believe he isn't. I'm not sure where he is these days. I know last season he was supposed to go to one of the teams, but I believe there is a place for Benson Mhlanga in the game.
No, without a doubt. I was going to... There's another tribute I was going to play, but I'm looking at the time. I'll play it after the break. I want to go back to something you mentioned. Something about you being frustrated about the game. What did you mean?
Yeah, it's probably the situation recently. I went to Marumo Gallants and, it was a bit ridiculous. I was alone. Sly Masala, the assistant coach, was in... he was doing his cafe license in Tanzania or whatever.
Yeah.
I was basically alone. I had a few players that were helping me out, but they invited 200 trialists, and you're trying to sort all this mess out. I mean, I said to them from the beginning, don't hold open trials, even though it sounds a bit, but you can't do that with a professional team because you get the same guys coming in. Literally, we had over 2 days, it must have been close to 200.
Sure.
And of course, you have to cut these guys down to manageable every day. And one of the reasons is you want to give these guys an opportunity to go somewhere else and get a job. Don't hold them back until the last week and then say sorry. you have to make a decision. It's not always fair. It's probably one of the most difficult parts of the job, is cutting aspiring footballers.
Yes. And in those numbers as well.
But it has to be done. But for me, they didn't do it properly. But anyway, that was, and then the whole aftermath that I wasn't doing the job properly. It was quite a tough job at 200 players on my own. And then it just became, they didn't know they were going to go to Bloemfontein. Then they were looking for a base in Pretoria. I did organise and show them a few options. It was too expensive here. It wasn't good enough there, and what. And that became frustrating. And then the whole issue of us. I wouldn't say we fought, but we sort of parted ways. I don't think it was a fair decision, but as I say, maybe the future will work that out. And it comes, this game, it's not always.
But what does that happen so often, especially with Marumo Gallants? Because the same thing happened, as you said, with Dylan Kerr. He was out of the country. He was brought back to South Africa with the knowledge that he will take charge. And whatever happened with him, it might have had to do with now being told he's got to work with so-and-so, and he knows nothing about that, and so-and-so wants to have a greater say than he, who is the head coach.
Look, I think it's a problem in the game. It's called influence.
Yeah.
If you're going to get a coach in, you have to give him certain powers. I'm not saying, but surely preparation of the team, selection of the team, with communication with your CEO and your chairman and whatever, because remember, they're putting in a lot of money. So they deserve a piece of the cake, but not coming in and giving team talks and selecting teams and interfering with that type of thing. Let me tell you the one. I had a little bit of success, and it was in the lower division with Pretoria Kellys. And the chairman, Slamish Sally, it was during COVID, so maybe that helped a bit, believe it or not. But we were allowed to do our thing. And we were, I think, mid-table when we took over. We basically had 22 games left, and we couldn't slip up. If I remember correctly, I think we lost one against Pele Pele, which was a bit of a dodgy game, but anyway, we lost one. I think we won the rest.
Let's come back to the Pele Pele game, find out what was dodgy about it.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time.
#MSW.
Charge into running rugby action with Hollywood Bets. Grab the chance to win big and enjoy every try, tackle, and triumph when you back your favorite teams in international and local rugby fixtures. Be in the game and bet today.
Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. Hollywood Bet supports responsible gambling. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counselling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710.
Wish big and win big with Cell C. Get the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 from only 1,269 Rand per month on an Elevate to 36-month contract when you trade in a qualifying device and save up to 15,000 Rand. Go in store or call 084 145. Hurry! Valid until 30 September. T's and C's apply. Nothing should stop you. Now on SA's best network. Switch to C. Cell C.
The Toyota Corolla hatch has everything you'd want from your car. Style, sportiness, and now savings. For only $7,499 per month until 30 September, you can get it all in the Toyota Corolla hatch 1.8 XS Hybrid with Future Drive. Head to your closest dealer to get the offer or visit toyota.co.za/offers. Future Drive offer available through Toyota Financial Services. Authorized Financial Services FSP number 7454 and registered credit provider NCRCP 62. T's and C's apply.
Real savings, real benefits. Here's what real clients say about Outsurance. Here's Amy.
To anyone who has not reached out to Outsurance, what are you doing? Reach out today.
Yusuf, 45 from Tegadal, pays just 700 Rand a month for his 2021 VW Polo.
It just shows that Outsurance is top of the tops when it comes to insurers.
SMS out to 38923 now. That's out to 38923. Outsurance is a licensed insurer and FSP. T's and C's online.
The next icons of style are at Sandton City, home of flagship and concept stores and the latest in international brands. Sandton City is proud to introduce the next icons of style in athleisure, beauty, luxury, and iconic timepieces. There is more to shop with new iconic brands and products shaped by local and global trends. Visit santoncity.com for more. Be inspired by all things new, next, and iconic at Sandton City, the city of icons.
That's Harold Net Forest Hotline, Rowan on the line.
Harold, help. Last year, I forgot my wife's birthday.
Whoops, let me guess. Things got a bit hairy, hey?
No, the exact opposite. She swapped my shampoo for hair remover. There's not a hair left on my head.
Ooh, smooth.
Please help me get it right this year.
You can get a lot more than right. Just visit Net Florist and order the biggest birthday bouquet you can. And your head will be all taken care of. Net Florist. It's easy to show you care.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Donald Ezia Rampadi, Team SA Paralympic bronze medalist. Lucas Sitole, Team SA Paralympic bronze medalist. Both of them are here.
The equipment that we're using is so expensive. It's a man-made wheelchair and is customized to your position of sitting. I can't play with Donald's chair and he can't play with mine. So, we need sponsorship to help us,
I heard you last time you said you think it's 170, but mine, because of whatever customizations and whatever, it was actually 260.
Lucas, you're about to say something.
No, Donald, 2016. I don't get stressed. I do stress other people. And bigger. We are going to check at 2016. So we need bronze.
Imagine.
#MSW.
#MSW.
Friday nights, always.
This is how we do it.
About our beloved legends. Pull up your chair. Let's chat legendary stuff. Marawa Sports Worldwide.
I will never forget him. He was a brilliant player. I think I helped him to become a brilliant player. Wasn't very good when he first came, but I spoke him through everything, and he eventually became a good player. Went on to managing, I believe, which he may still be doing now. Just tell him that I did get my signing on free from Jomo Cosmos. Jomo actually doubled it for me when I scored the winning goal in the 1990 Super Bowl final in Durban in front of, I think, probably 70,000, maybe probably 60,000 of them were Zulus. And after I scored the winning goal, got quite a bit hectic, but hey ho, I enjoyed those memories. I've had many memories of playing over there with Arcadia. Then I moved on to Mamelodi Sundowns and then eventually Jomo Cosmos. So I hope Sammy has a lovely evening, and if Dylan's there too, send him my regards, and send everybody my regards if there are people there that remember me. I love yous all.
I looked a bit bewildered there for a second.
True. Buffalo Soldier.
Hey, you know who that is?
Buffalo Soldier.
Yeah, John Salter.
Yes, John.
Oh, man.
He was a beast.
Proper.
Yeah. Now, let me tell you a quick story if I can.
Yeah.
We were flying down to Durban to play in the BP Top 8 final against Wits. And John, I mean, he never flinched at... I've seen him in a few situations, never mind on the field, elsewhere as well. He was a tough nut. I mean, you had tough guys. Mark Mapanyani wouldn't come near John Salter on the field.
Really?
No way.
And Mark's was
he could leave his mark.
100%. Because I mean, a lot of people even called him hospital, because that's where a lot of people ended up after encountering Mark Mapanyani.
Ask Dave Bukowski.
Yeah,
he broke Dave's leg. I don't know. I wasn't there, but apparently it was a bit of a rough tackle. But I was going to tell you about Salter. We were flying down a midday flight, which isn't the best in terms of turbulence.
Yeah.
And the plane must have dropped, I don't know, a kilometre out the sky. It just hit it. And I was sitting beside Salter, and it's the first time I've seen him. He went white as a sheet. His knuckles, I think they had to break off the armrests. He gripped onto the seats, and I was the same. This plane just dropped out of the sky, and he literally
lost it.
He should have went to the toilet, I think. But anyway,
Maybe he did just use the seat as a toilet. Who knows? Eh? But he survived it.
Anyway, yeah, we went on to win that game and the return leg, and we won the BP Top 8. But John, yeah, it was a bit of a weird one. He played for the lower league teams in England, but he was definitely the game out here seemed to suit him. You know, he was quite intimidating,
yes,
and he wasn't afraid of it. He wasn't ashamed of it. You know, in training, you didn't like to go too many one-on-ones with Salter because you'd end up eating hospital food.
Oh, I mean, it's so great. I don't know where John Salter is. We just kind of, found him somehow. But it would be great to catch up with him one of these days. There's still a couple of people that I really would love to connect with. I don't know if you know, but if ever do you know where Jesus Christ is?
Today.
Do you know where Jesus Christ is?
I would think maybe in heaven. Or...
No, but Andy Karadziński.
Oh.
You remember Andy with the mop of hair? His nickname was Jesus because of his hair. He played for Orlando Pirates.
Pirates, huh?
Yeah. So he's also one that I'm going to, hunt down and hopefully find. I got so many messages that have popped through. We'll go through a few of the tributes as well in the short time that we do have. There was one here. It says, what a legend that you've got there. You continue to profile and honor these legends while they're still alive. My humble appreciation goes to that man who just picked me up from the dusty streets of Boipatong and recruited me to come with him at Tux. He says, I will forever be grateful to the opportunity that he provided for me. Coach Sammy Troughton, as well as Jingles Paul Matthews, have been the foundation of who I am today. And by the way, I am a captain of his team, ahead of Debo Munyai. And you can't talk Ducks without Sammy. In case he forgets, my ululations as well as salutations from Senzo.
Senzo?
Yeah. Senzo Mbata.
Yeah.
That's the message from him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's giving you all the glory.
I'm still in touch with some of the lads that I started with at Tux 25 years ago. I managed to put some of them through their qualifications. Ishmael Manetti's a lawyer. Deboka Manyai, we put them through a few things. There was quite a few players that we managed to get them bursaries, and that's when Tux became a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
Back then, in the early days, we still won 2 varsity national titles, which was unheard of at Tux. They were a rugby varsity. So that was quite an achievement in those days when we were starting off to win the varsity. It wasn't Varsity Cup then, it was Sasa.
Oh,
Sasa.
Yeah.
National title.
Yeah.
And we managed to win that. I think it was in PE the first year, and we won it on home soil the next year. And I'm still in touch with some of those guys. So that's quite a nice thing.
Yeah, thanks, Enzo, man. Thank you very much indeed for tuning in. Also, hey, here's a famous goalkeeper.
Hey, Sammy. You've been a stalwart of the local game for some decades now, since you and Dylan Kerr came down from the Northern Hemisphere to join Arcadia in the mid-80s. Thanks for your contributions as a senior player, as well as a coach and mentor to many junior players that you've helped grow through the ranks to senior level teams. Best wishes and continue the good work. Take care.
You know who that is?
No.
So he's got a voice for radio, though, eh?
Yeah.
Jeez.
You're under pressure.
I know. He was come and take over here, especially on Fridays. Steve Crowley.
Ah, Stephen, yes.
Our former Bafana Wits goalkeeper. Thanks so much, Steve, man. Good to hear your voice.
Had a great career.
And you must stop hiding. These legends go and hide. The only legend that is visible is this one.
Hi, Robbie. What a legend. Sammy. Yeah. I remember when he joined us at Cosmos. Yeah, we struggled to hear him while he was speaking, man. Including Roy at Joburg. We didn't hear nothing. Yeah, at one stage I even asked him, because we were all from Pretoria, I will ask him, say, Sammy, can you please speak slowly, slow, because we're struggling to hear you, my man. Yeah, but it was a man of protocol, that one. He loved his game, dedication. Even if we forget to bath, that real bath, he'll always remind the late Ndoguza said, "Hey Ndoguza, where are we bathing?" I say, say me again. Yeah, that's the man of protocol. Yeah, Sammy, I wish you all the best. But man, you still my hero.
My gents?
Can only be.
Yeah.
My gents.
There's only one.
Yeah. So he says you love those baths where you jump in the Muti baths.
Oh, well, you had to do what you had to do, Rob.
So what did you do? What was in the bath?
I don't know.
But you jumped in it?
Well, it didn't smell so lekker. But, it was part of the preparation. What were you going to do? Well, all your teammates were getting in the bath. Now you don't want to do it. And Screamer would tell us, listen, especially you Malungus,
yes,
don't now go back to your room and shower. And it was basically myself and Lesilo,
yes,
Mark Anderson.
And he's a proper Christian, 100%, a man of God, Mark Anderson.
So nobody knows, but we did go back to the room and shower because this stuff was reeking. It was.
So, I mean, paint a picture. Here you go. There's a bath that's been set up for you. You don't know what is in it. It is dark as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And there's talk of some slimy, creepy things that are inside. You're not afraid. I mean, you're stripped butt naked.
Listen, already then you were focused on the game. It was part of the preparation.
Yeah.
You go down to Durban and you had to, all the players met in, it was maybe Trott's room or Screamer's room or whatever, and you had to line up, get in, and soak yourself in the concoction, can I say?
It's a beautiful word.
You know, we had some stories. I mean, Jomo Cosmos, I wasn't there at the time, but apparently they nearly burnt down Ilangani Hotel because they lit a little fire on the 5th or 6th floor for the guys to jump over the coals. And I think the curtains settled out. They nearly burnt down
Ilangani Hotel.
But Muti, it didn't really worry me. You know, Screamer was quite big on it. I can remember playing Chiefs at Ellis Park, Sundowns Chiefs.
Yeah.
And the evening before the game, apparently he went to Nelspruit. That was his guy, was in Nelspruit.
Yeah. The Muti man.
Yeah. We were playing a 3 o'clock kickoff, and by 2:45, we're in the change room, and Screamer still hadn't arrived with a kit. Can you imagine?
So
we have 15 minutes to kick off against Chiefs, pretty much a full house Ellis Park, and we're sitting waiting
for the kit.
And he came rushing in, and we had like 2 minutes. We didn't have a proper warm-up. What happened? I don't know, by hook or by crook, we won the game.
So it was out. It's the Muti man!
Don't question the tradition.
Good evening, Rob, and good evening to Sammy Special Branch Troughton there. You have a great legend there in the studio, Rob. The first time I saw Sammy was when he was playing for Cosmos. It was during the 86 Ministry Cup final against the team that he later played for, which is Mamelodi Sundowns. The man was in charge of the midfield, winning balls, spraying passes, doing all the work. Very good player, good with the ball and at his feet. And then he joined Sundowns. When he went to Sundowns, he was a key member in that piano musician style of the late Screamer Chabara in that Sundowns team. Him together with Ace Cruz, Rabi Murip and Harry Chew, they were the conductors in that Sundowns midfield, in that system. I'm a Chiefs fan, but I used to admire how those guys were playing, especially Cruz, Murip, Sammy Troughton, and Harry Chew. I even had Sammy Troughton as picture in my room when I was still at high school, I remember. That's how I loved him, and he was a very, very good player. Something funny, Mark Anderson told me that whenever they were out, him and Sammy, he said, all the ladies they always wanted Sammy and not him. He always came second best to Sammy when it came to the ladies. That was very funny. But thank you so much, Robbie, for the great show. And wishing Sammy all the best in his current and what he's doing. He has done great for football. Thank you so much, Robbie.
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Literally 15 seconds left, Sammy. All the love that's being showered to you. Your final word.
Yeah, thank you. You know, sometimes you forget about it, but you do reminisce, maybe sometimes in my sleep. And Rob, I've had 39 plus great years in South Africa. Yeah. What a country, the people, the football, I still have a belief in it, yes. It's going to come right. There's a lot of talent out there. For me, it just has to be nurtured in the right way. And also, don't forget about these players, and especially the young players. There's a lot of pressure. Mental preparation is also an important part of the game for these players coming up.
Well, I hope from everything you've heard tonight, you get a sense, an idea, Sammy, that we've appreciated everything you've done for our football here in South Africa. And I do hope that this little lull that you're in right now is not a forever lull. There's a lot that you can still contribute. At 60, you get wiser, you become a better coach. We've all seen what Sir Alex Ferguson has done in the latter stages of his career and putting all of that together. So long may that continue. Enjoy your 60s and into your 70s. And man, go have a lekker braai and happy birthday to your son, Dylan, again.
Thanks a lot, Rob.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time.
#MSW.